the Irish Readathon, because it's cheaper than a plane ticket home. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I am taking you through my TBR for the Irish Readathon this year. It runs every single March from the 1st to the 31st, and this year there is a brand new co-host on the team as well. The co-hosts this year are Aoife from Words of Clover, Leanne from Leanne Rose, and Lisa from Lisa in Bookland, who is one of my favourite Irish booktubers, and I am so glad that with the Irish Readathon this year, people are going to discover her a little bit more. The girls also chose to have a group read this year again, and for this year they have gone with The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. This was one of my absolute favourite books of last year. I'm really excited to get more people reading it, to get more people discussing it, and to have a discussion with the people who are about to read it. But it's so fresh in my memory, I don't necessarily think I need to reread it this time. But what I am going to read is the books that are going to fit all of the prompts. And the first prompt is one that comes up every single year. It is to read a book with green on the cover. This year, I haven't gone for fully green, but I have found a bit of green on it. This is Spirit Level by Richie Craven, and you've got a little bit of green in the exhaust pipe, and you have also got green in the author's name. This is a debut book, and it is about Danny, who is in his 20s. Life is not going super well for him. He is down on his luck, and one of his best friends has just lost their life in a car accident. Danny goes out to kind of drown his sorrows, comes home completely obliterated drunk, and discovers that he is able to talk to and to see ghosts while he is drunk. This comes about because Nudge, who is his best friend who lost his life, is sitting at Danny's kitchen table as he comes home. Danny discovers that he has given the task of trying to bring Nudge from our world into the other realm, and I am so excited to see how this is going to go. Richie is one of the funniest people that I know. He was responsible for the Marks & Spencer's Christmas Eve thread. I think it was Christmas of 2020 when everyone was feeling a little bit down from Corona. Everybody was celebrating it in a different way than they had previously celebrated. And it just got everyone's spirits up a little bit more. I will link the thread below in the description for you to go and check it out. But this is a book that I cannot wait to pick up in March. The next prompt is to read a children's or YA book, and I have chosen to go with a sequel here. I'm going to go with The Gifts That Bind Us by Caroline O'Donoghue. I read All Our Hidden Gifts in October of last year, and I wasn't really expecting to love it. It's a kind of an urban fantasy book, so it's low stakes fantasy. It does take place in our world, but there are fantastical elements to it. And that's not usually a book that I enjoy. I am not a fantasy girly. I like things to be completely rooted in reality. But this book just blew me away. It follows Maeve, who is in transition year in school, so this is the 4th year of her secondary education. She's about 16 or 17 in this book. While she is cleaning up the school one day, she finds a bunch of tarot cards and gives her friends some readings that all start to become true. However, one of her former friends, Lily, who she hasn't spoken to in a couple of years, comes up and asks to also have her tarot read. There's a card that comes up that Maeve has never seen in the deck before, and the next day, Lily is discovered to be missing. That is the story from the first book, and I'm really interested to see where the second book is going to bring us now that the group of friends are a little bit stronger than they were in the first book, now that they know each other a little bit better, now that they have a couple of answers to some questions that they would have had. I also talked about this with Jess from the Hex Library back when I read it because it was one of her host favourites for the Amazing Readathon back in August. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be knocking on Jess' door again and talking about this book at length to her. This next book is going to cover 2 prompts for me. Not only is it a genre favourite where it's a kind of a contemporary fiction book, but it also has something to do with the number 7. This is the 7th year of the Irish Readathon, and they wanted us to celebrate something that has to do with the number 7, and I think I've managed to take this off in 2 separate ways. The book is kind of set around Kildare, which is the 7th smallest county in the Republic, but also it is based upon a Facebook group that was set up in 2007. This is Aisling Ever After by Sarah Breen and Emer McLysett. It is the final book in the Aisling series. It is everyone's chance to say goodbye to Aisling, and that is something I'm not totally prepared to do. Aisling is one of my favourite characters. I identify with her so strongly. I think more so than I have with any other character that I've read. So I am a little bit bittersweet about saying goodbye to her. So much so that I have not looked at what this book is about. I don't know what the storyline is. I don't know where we're going to pick up with Aisling, where we left her in the 4th book, which was kind of a bit of a cliffhanger as to where she was going to go, who she was going to know about. I know that a load of people have loved it. I know that there's been so many people singing its praises, and I really hope that by the end of March I am also going to sing its praises, but I'm just not ready to say goodbye. Finally, there was a bunch of words that you had to choose from and find one of those on the cover somewhere. I went for the word house, and I have chosen to read The Brightest Star in the Sky by Marion Keyes. This is one of the 4 or 5 books by Marion that I haven't read yet, and as you can tell, there are a couple of houses here at the bottom. This is without question the longest book that I'm going to read in March. It is about 600 pages, but I find Marion's writing really encapsulating. I find Marion's writing to be so intriguing that I just know it's going to speed by. This is a kind of an ensemble cast book. It is about the residents of 66 Star Street, a apartment complex, and everybody's comings and goings, and a new person moves into the block where things start to really turn on their heads in an unexpected way. I just know that Marion's writing is going to take me places that I didn't expect it to, bring me to new adventures, and hopefully this is going to be one of my favourite Marion books so far. Those are all of the books that I am hopefully going to get ticked off in March for the Irish Readathon. Have you got any Irish authors on your TBR for March, or who is your favourite Irish author at the moment? If you'd love to leave me a comment but you can't think of anything you'd like to say, then just leave me an emoji that has anything to do with Ireland. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.